What's up, guys? It is me, Boy KWS, and we are back again with another video. And it feels like so long since I've said that because I've been away. I've been traveling. The entire month of May, I was barely home. I think every single weekend I wasn't home the entire month of May. But I'm back now. I'm back and I'm better. And we are here talking about Tekken 8's. Because if you guys are unaware, today on Tekken Twitter, the official Tekken Twitter account, they announced that the balance patch is coming. Winter is coming. The balance patch is coming, right? This is a big one. This is the big one. We've had a few so far. We've had like the start of season 1 and we started to see how things are. They've let some things like, you know, marinate for a bit. If you remember the roadmap they showed, this is the next patch that is coming. I think it might be the last one for a while, but they actually talk about that. So we'll actually get into it as soon as possible, right? So first and foremost, we have here fighters in patch 1.05 will address issues that often brought up. Actually, if I go thingy here as well, just so you guys can see. Yeah, so they announced patch version 1.05 is dropping soon. Get ready for the next maintenance on June 11th at 10:30 to 4 JST, that's Japan Standard Time, and 3:30 to 9 a.m. that's Central European Time. This is the time zone closest to me, and 6:30 to midnight. I think it's Pacific Daylight. The tarantula, I don't know what that means. Anyway. And yeah, and then the patch notes released June 10th. So we'll get the patch notes in 3 days. We'll see the patch notes and then we'll see what's going on here. Also, there is a master event happening this weekend. There's a major tournament happening this weekend. ATL Super Tournament happening in Korea. It's another one of the tournaments. The top 2 will qualify for Esports World Cup. Very big tournament. There are some Pakistanis going. I know that John and Kasimir will be there. But most of the Korean and Japanese players, heavy hitters, are going to be there. Only if I think Jod might be going. We might have some Europeans going. For the most part, we're expecting to see a lot of Eastern players in that one, and that one's going to be a very high level tournament. I will be restreaming that on both of my YouTube and Twitch, so make sure you guys tap in for that one. And that'll be the last major tournament happening on the patch we have right now. Obviously, there are still tournaments happening that still are major tournaments, and a good question asked here by Tetsu is any updates on DreamHack Summer and and the patch that will be played there. And DreamHack Summer is next weekend, I believe. That one is another Esports World Cup qualifier. The top 8 for that tournament will be qualifying for Esports World Cup. And, you know, Tetsu asked for that patch, and that patch is going to be played. Jabay didn't confirm it here. He confirmed it later on, but that tournament will be played on this newest patch, which is scary for me as someone who will be going to Sweden for that tournament looking for a top 8 spot to qualify for Esports World Cup. It's going to be an entirely new patch. It's not the first time, you know, I've done this. I've literally competed in tournaments with a new character released the day before. So, you know, this is par for the course. I do think there should start to be some kind of probation periods, but it is what it is at this point. You know, it's the first year of the game. We expect rapid changes. That's what we're getting. You know, if this was like a year's established into the game, it'd be different, but it's still new. And we see the third here. So some characters aren't fully able to showcase their unique strengths in Tekken 8. Characters like Kazuya, Paul, and Raven will be buffed to make them more relevant. Additionally, some nerfs from previous patches will be readjusted to broaden the scope of gameplay. Now, this worries me. I'm going to be honest. For the most part, like you're going to see for the rest of the thread, I actually like some things they're talking about. But this here worries me. I think especially Paul getting buffed. Like, I think Kazuya is good. I don't think Kazuya's a bad character in any way. He does have inconsistencies. But I think a lot of characters in this game. I think Raven, another character, of inconsistencies. But I think he's good in this game. I think he's strong. I think his forward too has really changed the way you play against this character, and I think Kazuya is good. I hope for the most part with Kazuya, we're just seeing like bug fixes and stuff like that. You know, inconsistency issues fixed, like with his jab hitbox and stuff like that. I don't want to see like, you know, homing Hell Sweep return or like some crazy kind of buffs like that. Like that does worry me. And Paul as well. I am terrified at the prospect of Paul getting buffed in this game. I'm so not like here's the thing about Paul as a character. He is a character who at every level in this game, this is something Joey Fury said to me years ago. He is a character who at every level in this game you play against Paul Phoenix. The people who start playing this game like at the low levels, you played against Paul Phoenix. You know, when you get at the intermediate level, you played against Paul Phoenix. At the high level, you played against Paul. You play against Paul Phoenix all the time, to the point everyone has the experience against the character and everyone generally knows how to play against the character, right? But he's very, I don't think Paul is top 10, but I think he's very strong, especially in this game with a -12 heat smash, basically a safer demo man that doesn't need clean hit, safe death fist and heat. The mix-ups he is able to employ after heat engage in these situations, like, it's a very terrifying prospect for what they have in mind for Paul. And Raven, I'm kind of like, I don't really mind, I guess. And a lot of Raven players say he's bad. I've been saying for the longest time, anyone whose character isn't top 10, people have been saying their character's bad if they're not in the top 10. but like, a lot of Raven players say he's bad. And again, if he's just getting bug fixes, I don't mind. I'm worried about the nerfs, the buffs they could do for Raven. And again, they're going to be readjusting some nerfs, etc, etc. So I wonder what that means as well. Moving on, some moves and combos are disproportionately strong. In addition to character moves adjustments, heat dashes, throws, and stage gimmicks will see their damage scaling recalibrated. I'm such a huge fan of this. I am such a huge fan of this. I don't know how many times at this point you guys who watch my content as well have seen me do Hwoarang's one throw on Into the Stratosphere final round, do the floor blast into like 100 damage combo. So that throws and stage gimmicks getting toned down, love to see. I think Wall Blast does too much damage. I hate Ortiz Farm. I hate Underground Arena. I think Steve calls it the Evil Arena. I hate this shit, bro. So again, so happy to see this change. And also heat dashes, I don't know if they said it here. We'll get into it if they do say it. Aggressiveness is a bit too rewarding, making it hard to defend yourself effectively. Here we go. Wall stag from heat dash will be removed, and the damage of heat bursts and throws will be nerfed. So you guys are unaware what that is. I can actually show you if we go to the best channel in the world. This one here. This was quite a while ago actually, wasn't it? But if I just pull it up. So what that means is we will no longer be seeing this anymore, right? This wall stagger after a heat dash. We won't have to see this anymore. And this is something I think a few people propose. I myself propose this is something that definitely needs to change, because again, it was too strong. Genuinely, it was too strong, because I even broke it down after the match, right? Like if you see what happens here. So I went from plus 17 situation, did it again, and I was plus 26 on block because of the way I hit the wall there for the wall crush. You know, like that going, I 100% agree with that change being gone. Now all heat dashes should only be +5, which again, not terrible. I think it still makes a lot of these moves good, usable, but like you don't get a crazy situation like that as well. Also, I do think this change does hurt Hwoarang personally as well, because Hwoarang doesn't have a lot of good tracking options after he does his heat dash at +5. So you could sidestep most of his options. He had to redo home moves and stuff like that to keep you in check, and his home moves are slower, so I think this does hurt Hwoarang. I actually tell a lie. Throws, I could just throw off the heat dash now. Never mind, Hwoarang's fine. And the damage of heat burst and throw. So again, I wonder what this means by damage of heat burst. Does it mean the combo like scaling after the heat burst, like you see Nina's combos when she does it? I wonder what that means. But again, big fan of all these changes. This is done to increase the importance of sidestepping and three-dimensional plays. And then while significant balance adjustments were made in patch 1.04, we made in patch 1.05, similar large-scale adjustments will not happen during the remainder of Season 1. Patches from July on will focus on fixing unintended move behaviors and bug fixing. So, all in all with this, I can't state enough how happy I am with the level of communication we have seen. We've had, what, 2 Tekken talks since the game has come out. They've shown us a roadmap of how they're looking to update and balance the game, because again, this technically isn't the finished version, this isn't the final version of the game. This is like the arcade release, right? And they're constantly keeping us updated, and now here they're saying, listen, this is our final major real change until, you know, we get Season 2. And again, I think that's a good thing. I think they're not going to be tweaking and prodding every month, because we've had changes every month at this point, right? They're not going to be doing that every month. You know, they're just going to take a step back. If something is working as it shouldn't be, they're going to fix that. But for the most part, we're going to see how this version of the game goes out for the rest of Season 1. And I like that idea. I think there'll probably be things we see in this patch that we're just not a fan of. There are probably going to be things that might be too strong. But at the end of the day, we'll just have to deal with it for the rest of Season 1. And then hopefully it gets changed the next season. But again, it also gives us time. It gives us time to see if things really are as strong as we think they are. Because again, like, you know, I think, for example, look at Devil Jin at the start of this game. Devil Jin was a character people were saying is top 5, super strong, boss character. Oh my god, how did it, whatever, right? Obviously, he did get a few nerfs. They nerfed his Morning Crow 1. They nerfed his tracking, and that helped a lot against the character. But like for the most part, the longer the game went on, even before they nerfed his Heat Smash, which I think was the main thing, I think Devil Jin's people just slowly put up him lower and lower on the tiers, because again, you know, after time we're dealing with the character, it did feel like, okay, he's not as good as initially thought. Still decent, but I think the Heat Smash nerf Devil Jin kind of sucks right now personally, you know. But again, we've also seen the reverse, that over time certain characters we feel like maybe stronger than initially believed. You know, I think Nina is a character who currently sits in the top 5. Part of that is the nerfs to Drag, Fang, other characters, Link, other characters that were sitting firmly in the top 5. I think Nina moved up because of that. But I think she's a character now sits in the top 5. I remember speaking to Jod at DreamHack, and he said, you know, Nina's probably the second strongest character. I think he said Feng number 1, Nina number 2, which is funny because I was talking to Joker at the same time. Like, I think that's a character that takes time to really get good at. And again, we've seen over time Nina players getting better and showing what the character can really do. So yeah, I think I like the fact that this is our final major balance change until the next season. I'd like some time to play the same game for a bit. You know, it's crazy we just get a change. The game is different. Deal with that for however long. And we get to play this game. We get to play Tekken 8 Season 1. You know, no real change, and go from there and see what that does, right? I'm interested to see the changes they make. I'm still worried about the balancing. Don't get me wrong. I'm still worried about the balancing. I think some of the changes they have made I've not been a big fan of. For example, King's Jaguar Sprint being able to block in it. That's the change I don't like. Lars' Den 3, that's the change I don't like. And the reasoning behind it, I don't like. It seems like when they nerf a character, it seems like how they nerf characters in this game is they nerf them by taking away 50/50s, right? That's how they'll nerf a character in this game. Like Dragunov down back 3+4, they made it what, +3 instead of +7. So again, doesn't get the guaranteed 50/50 anymore. So they took away 50/50. But when they buff characters, Zafina, for example, who are running 1+2, they made that the homing high plus, leading to a guaranteed mid, but also could be a low. Added to 50/50, right? So it makes me wonder, like, especially for a character like Kazuya, you know, a character known for his vortex, a character known for sort of pressing the issue, getting forward with his 50/50s. How do they buff him? That's what I'm scared about. But Paul is another one as well. Like, I think they could not have picked. I think Raven was all right. I think Raven does probably need some help in this game. A lot of Raven characters, a lot of Raven players think he's weak. But Kazuya and Paul were two of the scariest characters they could have said that would be getting balance change, that would be getting buffs. Right? I think that's two of the scariest characters they could have said. Obviously, the Kazuya players have been saying for the longest time, he is weak, he sucks, Kazuya needs to I think Main Man is one of the only ones I hear saying like he's super good. We have another strong Kazuya player in Europe as well, Buffalo Soldier. He says the character's pretty decent. But for the most part, a lot of Kazuya players like, he sucks, oh, he's buff Kazuya, whatever, right? So they got their wish. You know, I guess I should have been more serious by saying Hwoarang's bad. You know, I think I've said he's good too many times, and I've also like made too many jokes that like I just don't get Hwoarang buffed, unfortunately. And I've also made top 8s for the character, so I'm not helping his case, am I? But it is what it is. But on that note, that's actually going to be all from me on this video. Our regularly scheduled program will be beginning tomorrow. Again, we have ATL Super Tournament over the weekend, so I will be restreaming that tournament. The time zone's a bit messed up for me, so I'm probably going to mess up my sleep schedule before I go to Sweden for DreamHack. And also when I was at DreamHack Dallas just gone, I did get some sets in with speed kicks and edge, so we'll be uploading both of those on this channel, so stay subscribed because you do not want to miss that. And that's about it from me on my guest little return video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.